Welcome back to the Live with Audacity podcast. Have you been wondering what Live with Audacity even means? Were you thinking, what a crazy name for a podcast? Why in the world would I want to live with Audacity? Great, because that's exactly what we're going to talk about in this week's episode. Today, I'm going to tell you all about what Live with Audacity means and how I came up with this podcast name. You're listening to the Live with Audacity podcast. I'm your host, Melissa Stewart. Audacity is defined by Merriam-Webster as intrepid boldness or disregard for normal constraints. And that's exactly what we have here. The Live with Audacity podcast is aimed at giving you the courage to explore your someday dreams, do things your way, and start making things happen in your life right now. I'm a mama of 4 kiddos ranging from college student to kindergartner, wife to a high school football and track coach, and a multi-passionate entrepreneur. Together with my guests, we're going to teach you how to live with audacity and intentionality, discover and utilize your unique skills and talents, and step into who you are meant to be in order to make your someday dreams a reality. Are you ready? Here we go. Okay, so you heard in the intro that audacity is intrepid boldness or disregard for normal constraints. But what does that even mean? Okay, let's first start with what it doesn't mean. Many times audacity is used to describe bold, offensive actions, right? But in this case, that's the furthest thing from what I'm striving for. Audacity in this instance doesn't mean being a jerk or being overly selfish. It doesn't mean being snarky or a drama queen. It doesn't mean being hurtful or condescending to others. And it doesn't mean disregarding other people entirely. Absolutely not. Live with audacity means something entirely different. It means have the courage to stop caring what other people think. Have the courage to be yourself. Have the courage to make yourself a priority. And have the courage to pave your own path and buck societal norms. Let's dig into each of these just a bit. The first thing is live with audacity means having the courage to be yourself. Y'all, we get one life. You need to do what's right for you and your family with no regard of what other people think you should be doing. I know so many women who do things or don't do things simply because of what other people will think. That's maddening to me, and I just don't get it. It drives me insane in the membrane to hear people complain about their lives, but refuse to take action because of what someone else will think. Stop it. Stop it right now. Stop caring about what other people think, because the truth is, whatever you're doing or not doing because of what other people may say about you, they're going to say them anyway. You literally can't do anything right. I mean, seriously, have you ever been around a group of people where it was like literally anything that someone did, they talked about it? Don't be those people. Most of the time, people just want something to talk about or complain about. Well, give them something to talk about. Make them talk about how crazy you are for doing what you want to do. At the end of the day, they're not paying your bills, so you should absolutely do what is right for you and your family alone. Stop giving people you don't even care about the keys to your kingdom. We're all guilty of this in so many ways. I have a seriously hard time posting videos of myself on Facebook or Instagram or anywhere really, because I am terrified of the snarky stuff people are thinking about me, being bold or sassy or what I think is silly. But the truth is, their opinion of me is none of my business. And the other thing is, their opinion isn't going to make or break me. Let me say that again. Their opinion isn't going to make or break me. Dang, I just self-coached myself. Okay, so what is it that you are or are not doing because of what other people may or may not think? Think about that. Really dig into that and search yourself and try to figure out, how are you holding yourself back because of what other people think? But the other people aren't the only reason you're not living with audacity. Live with audacity also means to get out of your own way and have the courage to be yourself. That kind of goes hand in hand with thinking about what other people think. But then, have you ever had a ridiculous dream that pops in your head that you immediately talk yourself out of? I know. I've been there so many times. When you have the courage to be yourself, you can take courageous action in your life, even when you're scared to death. For example, this podcast came out of me living with audacity. I kept thinking, why would anyone want to listen to me? I don't have enough to say, I don't think. But I got it together and I'm going for it because I feel like I've learned so much in the last few years on my own personal growth journey that I could share with people that I love and maybe even others that I don't know about living with audacity and how to do that. If I can help a few people realize that they can accomplish or actually do whatever they want with the time that they have here on earth, then I've accomplished my purpose in life. The thing is, you were made uniquely you for a reason. You weren't just made because the universe needed a new combination of characteristics and skills and talents. You were made with unique gifts and unique talents and your desires for a reason. And that reason is to fulfill your purpose in this world. When you don't use the skills and talents bestowed upon you and you hide them under a bushel, or you're afraid of how they'll affect other people, you're not giving your glory to God or the universe or whatever you believe in. You want to know what your purpose is? I know you do. I'm about to let you in on the best kept secret in life. Listen. I need you to listen very closely to this. Your purpose and my purpose and his purpose and her purpose is to serve others, utilizing our unique gifts and talents. That's it. That's your purpose on this planet. Now, I know finding your purpose is something that gets talked a lot about because sometimes it's really hard to figure out what that is. And that's because we're so tapped into what society is telling us we should be doing that we can't hear ourselves through all the noise. I'm sure you've noticed, but society expects us to know exactly what we want to do by the time we're in like 6th grade. We're already picking out our paths in junior high and high school. In fact, my senior in high school just told me the other day that he wishes he didn't have to pick one of the endorsements to graduate with. He said he wished he could have just taken a bunch of classes to figure out what he really wanted to do. And I hate that for him. Now he's got a year left and he's still not sure what he wants to do. And that's okay. It's totally okay. The same was true for me in high school. I knew I wanted to dance, but that's really all I knew about myself. You know, we're pushed to do all these extracurricular activities, whether it's athletics or fine arts. I feel like we don't all fit into either of those categories. And if we do land in either one, the odds of us becoming, quote, successful pursuing that path isn't all that likely. But we continue to push these elite clubs and travel teams and private lessons and pushing these kids to spend every moment training in this one area. And we aren't really given a chance to find out what other stuff we're good at or what other stuff we like. But we're expected to be in a bunch of extracurriculars, clubs, volunteer, and use every moment essentially training for this one thing. Then graduate high school, go to college, get a great job in your field of study, get married, have babies, work for 40 years, retire, watch some TV, and then die. What? Is that really what we're expected to do with our short time here on Earth? Is that really our purpose? I don't think so. Have you ever heard the saying, everybody is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it's stupid? The same principle can be applied to your gifts and talents too. If you are trying to be a math teacher, but you're terrible at math, you're going to have a hard time being successful at that job. That's kind of an outrageous example, but you get the picture. You must must look inside yourself at your unique characteristics and things you're good at and things you like to do in order to fulfill your purpose. Live with Audacity means doing just that. Finding your original blend of qualities and serving the world in your own very special way. The other thing Live with Audacity means is this. You must stop doing things to please the rest of the world. Most of the things you do are to impress or please people you don't even really care about. So stop it. You're not putting yourself first, ever. You're worried about asking for help from your spouse with the kids or the house because you're afraid of bothering them. But really, they just have no idea what you want or need help with. You won't have your kid carpool with friends because you don't want to put your friend out. But your kid would actually love to carpool with their friend. You make a gourmet meal every night because you feel guilty for not giving your family a special meal when all along they don't care. They just want food. You stay in the same position at work because you're afraid of how nervous you'll be asking for a promotion. But in reality, you deserve it and your boss would give it to you if you just asked. I say all these things because I've been there. I've been afraid of asking for help in these ways in the past too. But if you don't ask, the answer is already no. So there's no harm in just asking. How many times have you been offended when someone asked you for help? Not typically, right? So don't be afraid to ask others for the help you need either. When you can have the courage to ask for help, you start learning to make yourself a priority. We can't give to others when we're completely empty. Have you ever heard this analogy that we're all vases filled with water, and when we give to others, we tip over to pour a little out for our spouses, our kids, our families, our jobs, our church, our friends, and everything in between. We pour out so much, we end up tipping over so far to serve other people that we fall over and break. But if we stand straight up and fill ourselves first and allow our own base to spill over the top, we can fill into each other and others also. Seriously, take some time to think about what you can delegate out to others so it's not all on you. You deserve a break. And also, it's not cool to just be a martyr. I have so been there before where I just do all the things so that I can be mad about how I have to do all the things. Well, that's so stupid. That is so ridiculous. What in the world? And I just think that, we are taught that we are supposed to be super women and do everything, and we're not. We're not. We need help. So please ask for help. Ask anyone you have to. Ask your mom, ask your husband, ask your wife, ask your friend, ask your kids. I mean, good gravy. The amount of things that teenagers can do and middle schoolers can do that you parents are still doing for them blows my mind. Okay, I'm off my soapbox about delegating. Lastly, in order to live with Audacity, you have to have the courage to pave your own path and buck societal norms. Now, I don't mean rush out and quit your job or burn your bra or whatever. Although, if that's what makes you feel alive, then by all means, go for it. But stop staying stuck doing things you hate because people you could care less about will have an opinion about your life. I'll give you an example. Years ago, my husband and I were ready to make a huge change in our financial lives because we were so sick of being broke and stuck, and we could tell if we took some big actions, it would have a big impact and get us to where we wanted to be a lot faster. So in 2012, we sold both of our cars and got one great vehicle, our 2009 Toyota Tundra. And we also got a cash car, a 2005 Toyota Tacoma single cab with nearly 200,000 miles. Crazy, right? Well, guess what? We still have our 2009 Tundra right now. We did end up getting rid of the Tacoma single cab in order to buy my minivan. So that was a blessing there. But you know what? People looked at us like we were freaking crazy. It seemed ludicrous, so I get it. But guess what? We went down to one car payment. and we were able to pay off the rest of our debt. So you have to be comfortable taking bold action in your life because it's your life. No one else is paying your bills or waking up next to your spouse or living your life or raising your kids. It's up to you to determine the life you lead, and you can't let other people have an opinion about it. So get out there and live with audacity. Have some dang courage. Go for the thing. Live your dreams. Ask for help. Seize the day. I would love to hear what Live with Audacity means to you or how this mindset might change your life. Why don't you hop on in our Facebook group, the Live with Audacity Podcast Insiders, and tell us. This group is made up of beautiful humans who are also striving to live with audacity. If you go to facebook.com/groups/livewithaudacity, you'll find us there. Have a great week, everyone, and we'll see you next Monday. Did you love this episode of the Live with Audacity podcast as much as I did? I know you did. So if that's true, please head on over to iTunes or wherever you listen to podcasts, subscribe, leave me a review. Please let me know how I'm doing, and I hope to see you next week. Bye.